Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same awesome Naya. Thank you so much for the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So there has been this conversation or discourse going around, people calling out Candice Owen, uh, Byron Donald, and Tim Cost, and a lot of them also, because you all already know that there are so many conservatives that really worked so hard. They pushed whatever that happened, the election, the campaign to another level, and they are Black people. And you all already know that the cabinets, we saw the cabinet and some other lists also came out. But I am wondering what happened to Tim Scott and the rest of them. How come their names are not anywhere to be found? And some people are saying, why would Black people talk about not being involved in like not being appointed as anything. It doesn't mean anything. For me, it actually doesn't mean anything, right? But then I love it that some people want to be tap dancers, and now I don't even see them. I don't know where they are tap dancing anymore. One thing I keep telling people is that some certain things you do will come, you get to see if it backfires like so soon. Some takes time, but this particular one is coming out straightforward, because some of you sold your own community out and think that they are going to choose you because, they will feel some kind of way about you. Now, let me tell you something. The way they feel about every other Black person out there is also the way they feel about you. You are no different, and you are not immune to some certain things. Let's get into this.
So, we're 2 weeks out from the election. And I was wondering, do you remember these Rocket Raccoons here? They were all over the place campaigning for Donald Trump. I mean, even the bald head ones were at the barber shop campaigning for Donald Trump. And Ben Carson was just everywhere. Candace Owens thought she was going to become a press secretary. Was missing somebody. Oh yeah, Congressman Wesley Hunt is not up here, but he was out at the barbershop too. Now, Trump has appointed over 30 people to various positions in his cabinet and inner circle. Seems like some things are missing in this equation, right? I mean, all those blacks for Trump, and after 2 weeks, there's not one representation in this inner circle yet? Let this sink in. That 2 weeks and one day after the election, Donald Trump has already nominated 11 people to the 15 cabinet positions open, and none of them are black. And Donald Trump has also gone as far as to introduce a new agency that will be headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And neither one of those are black either. Now, you would think with all the shucking and jiving these Rocket Raccoons were doing on behalf of the president elect, that one of these four cabinet posts would go to one of them, right? I mean, consolation prize at least. I mean, housing and urban development. Ben Carson was the secretary of that for all 4 years of the president elect's first presidency. So, what? Labor, agriculture, treasury, perhaps? So, the cabinet post for the treasury department is open. So, I say, let's see who's on the short list. Well, no black people on that list. The cabinet post for the Department of Agriculture is still open, right? So I looked at the unofficial short list, and yeah, none of those people are black either. And as far as the Department of Labor, Representative Brandon Williams from New York is getting all the buzz, and he's not black either. And since Ben Carson, the former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, has dispelled rumors about him officially joining the White House in any specific role, and he met with Donald Trump earlier this week and nothing was announced. Do you think any of these Rocky Raccoons are going to make it into a cabinet position? Let me know in the comments section. I never thought the leopard would eat my face. Oh, I never thought the leopard would eat my face. Hey, hey, hey.
So all of these are Trump's cabinet picks so far. And do you guys notice anything about the people that he chose?
I don't know, man. Well, Vivek's hair is looking pretty spiffy in this one photo. That guy really knows how to take care of himself. Is that what you're referring to?
Do you see any black representation in this cabinet?
Well, no. And I don't need to.
Sir, I see zero representation in office. Apparently, you don't get a voice, just like we said was gonna happen. He's not gonna give you guys a voice in office.
Well, this line of thinking only works if you believe that race is the only or the most important form of representation. This line of thinking only works if you assume that experiences are exclusively based on race, and that everybody within a racial category has the same experiences. I don't need some random black dude to sit in some random seat in some random office building in order for me to feel seen. Because the things that I care about, what I value, who I value, those aren't race relevant. And you assuming that all black people have the same values, the same ideologies, the same preferences, the same priorities, therefore the same voice, well, that does a disservice to nobody but yourself. Kamala does not represent me. Obama does not represent me. Oprah Winfrey damn sure does not represent me. The mayor of Baltimore does not represent me. John Legend does not represent me. Steph Curry does not represent me. Charlemagne the false god does not represent me. The sooner y'all learn the difference between representation and tokenization, the sooner y'all stop prioritizing this idea of monolithic social groups and start recognizing individual thought, well then the sooner y'all will start winning. And the sooner you'll be able to join the rest of us in the real world.
Do you see any black representation in this cabinet?
Well, no. And I don't need to.
Black man saying that he doesn't need representation is pretty stupid, but continue.
Well, this line of thinking only works if you believe that race is the only or the most important form of representation.
That makes no fucking sense. First, it's not only the lack of black people in the cabinet that is wrong, but it's the fact that there's no diversity in the cabinet at all, especially when we're talking about Donald Trump's policies that's going to affect a lot of minorities. So obviously it'd be a great idea to have a diverse cabinet, right?
I don't need some random black dude to sit in some random seat in some random office building in order for me to feel seen.
Wait, so you're telling me that you'd rather have a white man who's barely qualified for the position than a black man that would be?
Because the things that I care about, what I value, who I value, those aren't race relevant.
Issues don't have to be race related for you to have a diverse cabinet though. I mean, if we look at the current Secretary of Defense, who is a black man, we see that he's more qualified than Pete Hegseth himself.
And you assuming that all black people have the same values, the same ideologies, the same preferences, the same priorities, therefore the same voice, well, that does a disservice to nobody but yourself.
Your argument sucks, because I can say the same thing about the white people in these positions. Donald Trump appointed those people because he wanted his people to be represented. An example is Elon Musk. His job is to make sure that the government spending is efficient and not wasteful. It's the same guy who paid $44 billion for Twitter after he didn't want it. But please explain to me why Elon Musk, a white man, is fit for this position than anyone who went to school for it.
Kamala does not represent me. Obama does not represent me. Oprah Winfrey damn sure does not represent me.
Yes, it does! Those people that you're talking about, literally, it's just black representation. They don't have to represent your values. They only represent the fact that black people can be in certain positions. Although we know that's not fucking true, but we see some examples. Wait, unless you're saying that pedophiles and rapists are the individuals that represent you.
The sooner y'all learn the difference between representation and tokenization,
you're basically saying any black person in any type of power or any position is automatically tokenized. So based on that idea, the only way to stop black people from being tokenized is to have white people represent us, right?
The sooner y'all stop prioritizing this idea of monolithic social groups and start recognizing individual thought, well then the sooner y'all will start winning. and the sooner you'll be able to join the rest of us in the real world.
I'm hoping by the end of this video he realizes how dumb that sounded.
Looking at Trump's cabinet, it only proves that he looked at his black supporters as just the help. Y'all are nothing but workhorses. And you would think like someone as intelligent as Candace Owens, she'll have a position, but you know what sealed her fate? When she started talking about the Jewish people. Yeah, she's smart, but she's not that smart. For real, like how smart are you to be anti-Semitic towards the people that's paying you? Like, you're really not that bright. At this moment, she's been reduced to like a Jake Paul, because who argues with Beyonce mother? What happened to traditional values of respecting your elders? Now, could you imagine if Obama had as many black cabinet picks as Trump has white cabinet picks? And it don't stop there. He just picked these people just because they were black. That would have started a civil war. And these people can't even argue that he picked the most qualified people for these positions. Because just like he picked the Matt Gaetz for this position, who has all type of skeletons coming out of his closet, he could have easily put a Tim Scott in that same position who has a clean record.
So Trump's administration is starting to take shape. And there are a bunch of people on the left who are saying, oh my gosh, there's no black people. Ha ha ha, black men, you voted for this, and look, you have no representation. But you guys have one thing confused. You're assuming that we think like you, meaning we're more focused on representation compared to the actual ideals, policies, and beliefs of that candidate. The people still focused on skin color have not actually ascended past that yet. I'll explain why focusing on skin color is stupid. But we all can agree that slavery was a horrible thing that happened in this country. How did most of the slaves get here? By ship, okay, sure, by ship. But how did these white men actually get control of these slaves? Well, other black people with the same skin color in Africa would go capture these slaves and sell them to white men for things like textiles, guns, and alcohol. Those black people, same skin color, looked much more alike than the white men did. So did their representation of skin color help them, the slaves who got sold? No, it didn't. Just because someone has your skin color does not mean they have your best interest in mind. Also, around 80 to 90% of black people who are murdered in this country are murdered by other black people. Doesn't seem like they had their best interest in mind. Like, you have to be able to get past looking at someone's skin color. The skin color is not very relevant. But many of us, when I say us, that have this skin color have not ascended past that mindset of, oh, skin color, skin color. Skin color is not that important. We need to get past that. So when we look at Trump's administration, we're not looking and saying, who has the representation that I have? That's not how we look at things. We look at that person's beliefs, their mindset, their history. Do we think they're going to advance the ideals that we want pushed forward in this country? Again, looking at skin color is stupid. Focusing on representation is dumb. But yeah, when you try to think about skin color, also think about all the slaves in Africa who were captured by other Africans and sold to white people for product. And there's a saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Ascend past focusing on the skin color.
So this is all I got from this video, and just looking at this, one thing I'm very happy. I don't care what all these conservatives are talking about, right? But one thing I'm very happy is that whatever Tim Scott, Byron Donald, Candace Owen, whatever they are getting is what they bought, The fact that they felt that the best thing to do for themselves is to be a sellout, because completely they are sellout, right? But then you don't tell people what to be in life, just like somebody wanting to be a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer, right? I cannot tell you what to be and the rest of it. So they have chosen their own path, and I am sure they are enjoying the fruit of their labor. And yet we have seen the cabinet and more also came out, but we haven't really seen them because they really played a very vital role, like, traveling around, going all places, lying, and at the same time trying to tell us that black people were more, how did they say that? Especially Byron, black people were more united during Jim Crow era. So Jim Crow era was a great phase or a great period for black people, right? So yeah, you got it. For all the people going around Jeff Mead, I know you are a Kun, and the other one, I can't remember his name also. That is what they know how to do best, pandering. And when you go to their comment section, you also know the people they are pandering for. Tap dancers, you all are doing amazing work for yourselves, and continue to elevate those people that I see in your comment section, because that is what you people know how to do best. Uplifting other people just to your own community. And finding out that Jeff Mead is also from Tulsa, Oklahoma, if I am not mistaken. That is where he is from. But then I wish them the best, because, man, they are adults, and an adult should know how to manage himself or herself. But then I found that the majority of them are dating women. Now let's get into, like, I just have very few things to say. Now, like I have been saying this, I got an email from somebody, Jeff Jeffa, if I am not mistaken, Jeffa, right? That's his name. You know what? I don't know if I should post this, Jeffa 30, you know? I see his comment in my comment section. Like majority of the times, I tell you people that I do not go around telling people whom to support and who not to support. I mean, like, it's your thing to do as a person. It's your human right. But there is a place or a particular time we get to as human being, we can actually say that this thing is not good for us. And then we all can come together and do the needful, right? You come on here telling me that I am not like black people, like I am not like you. What makes you different from me? I want to know that, because some people are going to say that they are adults, right? Then you come and disrespect a younger person, and when the younger person gives you back what you dish out, you start saying the person is not respectful, right? Because looking at the email you sent to me, you are trying to tell me that I am nobody, which I absolutely understand. Of course, I am nobody, right? Nobody knows me, but the best I can do is to use my voice, render my voice, and do what I am supposed to do as human. And the fact that we, especially Africans, are learning to understand how the history has been playing, and how they have made people that look like me look like they've been the problem when they are not, right? Looking at your email, that tells me how some people's mindset, some people really have a very tiny mindset, but I will leave it for you, because sometimes some people are big, but their mindset is quite very little. And all I can say is that we can unlearn and relearn, right? And why I am saying that, I am not saying it out of hate or out of anything. I am saying it in a way that you can, look into some of the things you people say, or the email you sent to me. Why I am bringing this particular one up is because I don't know how I felt about this, but everything about this is completely wrong, right? I understand that people that look like me have really been through a lot of trauma, a lot of so many things, which I am also trying as much as I can to learn and all that, and also speak on it, right? I do not take what you have been through for granted, or the things that are happening to you. I know it's something that I also feel. That's why I choose to talk on it, right? But when you say things like this, that shows you how mean some people are, because some people are naturally mean. First of all, they start as they start telling you, calling you sis, just to make you feel like I just got something to tell you. And then you read the body of the message, you understand that, how can somebody stoop so low to come up with this kind of, construct something like this to me? And I see you all around in my comment section, and I see how you try to, put whatever I have to say down, which is okay. We must not always have the same. This is something that I believe so much. We must not always have the same opinion. That is life, right? But then I see people in the comment section trying to tell you what it's your problem. You are telling me, who am I to tell black people not to vote for Trump? Are you a Trump supporter? Because we need to see you. We need to see your face. If you are one, I mean, I don't want to go into this, but I definitely will respond to his email. I probably will put it up in the community so you all can see. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.